And it is coming, a computer-brain interface. In today's Midday Fix, we're talking about connecting your brain to a computer to, for example, type whatever you're thinking. Dr. Michael Merznick joins us now to explain. He is the leading pioneer in this brain plasticity research. And before people say this can't happen, I want to remind them that you were involved in developing the cochlear implant, which at the time people said was impossible. And now we see it's changed people's lives.
It has. It's been a wonderful thing. And this holds promise, too.
So tell us, how would this work?
Well, we now know that you can, if you have electrodes down recording from the surface of the brain, relatively innocuously connected to the brain, you could say, we now know that you can actually read speech. So if you have the intent to speak, or you are actually speaking, but you could say not moving your lips, we now know that you can actually read that speech, read the meaning in real time. And so people dream that some practical uses can be made of this, and it's exciting that a substantial engineering effort is being directed towards investigating what those uses might be and how this might be reduced to practice in ways that really help people.
As medical reporter, I feel like I've done some stories how this is in play for people who might be paralyzed. And how do you think it will then expand for the rest of us?
Well, first of all, that's a wonderful thing. If you can't speak for yourself because your vocal apparatus is damaged, or to know what you have in mind in real time as the words come to mind, that would be wonderful. But now people envisage a more complicated and questionable thing, and that is to read speech and connect you directly with a computer. Or you could say having a computer that could hypothetically read your thoughts. So we are entering a kind of brave new world aspect of it. And the question is how realistic that is and practical that is. I mean, there are formidable scientific challenges. But I'm excited that scientists, in fact, are addressing these things because it will be useful medical, practical use purposes that this could be applied to for sure.
Could be so helpful, but Facebook is saying that they want us to be able to type from our mind. But a lot of times when you're on Facebook, you don't want the things you're thinking to be out there typing.
That's absolutely right. And the notion that you can type a lot faster in your mind and the words are supposed to come to you as if you're going to be super fast, and I don't know about that. Our brains are paced by processes that are timed by their biology. And the notion that you can go a lot faster mentally and have it all come out and make sense, it sounds a little bit like Twitter gone mad to me.
All right, so how do you see it going beyond social media? I mean, could we drive our cars with our minds or other applications?
You could say that there are a lot of practical purposes that you could imagine could be, especially if this could be, and Facebook imagines that they're going to accomplish this by not having anything internally on the surface of the brain, but doing it all by reading activity externally from something sitting atop your head on your scalp or some way like this. And you could imagine it could be applied to something like controlling a machine or controlling a device, controlling a device that's useful for you.
It's so fascinating, but it seems like so many really frightening things about it. I mean, we see computers being hacked all the time. What would then be the potential for our minds to be?
Hey, Dina, we think our brains are good for everything, for anything. We can do anything like this, and of course it would change us, and there is a danger to it. So we have to always think about the ethics and and be sensitive to how we would use such a thing. But there are many practical uses that could greatly benefit people, especially people that desperately struggle. And so I'm excited that this research is being done. But of course, we have to keep our eye on the ball from the point of view of how this could change us in some fundamental way, in a way that could be damaging to our humanity.
Realistically, how far away are we?
Well, I think there are formidable challenges in reading, especially for the kinds of devices in which you're going to read critical information across the scalp and skull, and then and have a highly sophisticated reading of what's happening inside. That's pretty challenging. And then to really think that you're going to speed up your ability to communicate with something like your smartphone or your computer, I don't know. I think that's a real question. And we study speeding up brains a lot because we're into the business of training brains to be operating as fast as they can, and you can only go so far. And I think that, though, there's great promise in how this could extend to practical uses that could help people.
Well, thank you so much. It is fascinating for sure, even if a little bit scary. Thank you, doctor. If you want more information, you can visit brainhq.com. We'll have a link on our webpage as well at wgntv.com/midday.